There's a full-blown war against e-bikes happening right now in New York City. Riders are getting ticketed left and right, banned from parks, and treated like plain criminals just for riding. Delivery workers are getting their bikes confiscated, and it's starting to feel like the people in power flat out just hate e-bikes. If you think this is just a New York problem, you're wrong. What's happening there is already spreading, and every rider in the US needs to pay attention. So New York City has gone from e-bike chaos to an all-out crackdown. We're seeing aggressive enforcement, new laws being passed, and a political climate that seems more focused on punishing riders than protecting them. And while New York City might be the epicenter, this is not just about one city. Other places like California, Chicago, and even smaller towns are watching, and they're taking notes. In this video, I'm going to break down what's really going on in New York City, who's behind this anti-e-bike push, and why it matters for every single rider in the country. Whether you ride a fat tire cruiser, a commuter bike, or a dual motor beast, this applies to all of us. But before we dive in, let's roll the intro. Let's talk about what's really happening. So, New York City is now the epicenter of one of the harshest e-bike crackdowns we've seen in the United States in history. Riders are being issued criminal summonses instead of regular traffic tickets. That means having to go to court, and in some cases, ending up with a criminal record for things like riding in the wrong lane or being in a restricted area. Under the newly passed Priscilla Law, Class 2 and Class 3 e-bikes are banned from New York's parks and greenways. This includes e-bikes with throttles or ones that can exceed 20 miles an hour. Police enforcement is escalating. Reports are coming in from all over the city about riders getting stopped and ticketed for technical violations, even when they're riding safely. Delivery workers are being hit the hardest. These are mostly low-income immigrant riders who rely on e-bikes for work. And now they're having their bikes confiscated without warning. So their work tools are being confiscated. This is how they make a living. For many of them, that's their entire livelihood gone in an instant. The New York PD and the DOT are also cracking down on what they call unregistered mopeds or illegal scooters. But here's the problem. A lot of legal e-bikes are getting lumped in with them. This isn't about enforcing safety, it's about pushing e-bikes out, especially throttle-controlled models. So let's talk about why is this happening? The short answer? Fear, bad headlines, and political pressure. New York City has had several high-profile lithium battery fires, mostly caused by cheap, unregulated delivery e-bikes or aftermarket battery swaps. The media just jumped on these stories, sensationalized them, even when they had nothing to do with consumer-grade e-bikes, and created massive pressure to do something. E-bike ridership exploded during and after the pandemic, and the city wasn't prepared. There's been no meaningful investment in infrastructure, policy, or education. That's where the money and attention should go to. So now they're reacting to panic instead of planning. Politicians like Council member Gail Brewer are pushing legislation based on complaints and overhype instead of facts, so not facts. They're listening to people who don't even ride e-bikes and treating all electric mobility as one big threat. Worst of all, the city is targeting appearance over behavior. A safe, legal e-bike that looks like a scooter can get you stopped, fined, or banned. It's easier to punish the e-bikes than admit they ignored the problem for years. So, why should this matter to everyone? You might think, well, I don't live in New York City, this doesn't affect me. Wrong. Other cities are watching, and they're already moving in the same direction. California is pushing to ban throttles on e-bikes over 20 miles an hour starting January 1st, 2026. Chicago and Boston are exploring stricter e-bike classification rules. Smaller towns are quietly adding bans, helmet laws, and bike path restrictions, even for riders doing nothing wrong. And here's the kicker. Lawmakers and enforcement don't know the difference between a legal e-bike and an illegal scooter. To them, it all looks the same. So it doesn't matter if you're riding a folding fat tire e-bike with a throttle, a cargo bike while hauling your kids, a moped-style e-bike for commuting, or even a Class 1 pedal assist commuter with no throttle at all. If it just looks fast or electric, it's being targeted. This isn't about delivery workers or bad riders. It's about everyday people losing access to a safe and affordable way to get around. What needs to change? If New York actually really cared about safety, they'd stop playing politics and fix the system. Here's what needs to happen now. Stop treating all e-bikes like a threat. A Class 1 commuter isn't a 50, 60 mile an hour scooter. A cargo e-bike isn't dangerous just because it has a motor. If it has a motor, they're targeted. And that is not regulation, that is pure ignorance. Target reckless behavior, not the bikes. Throttles are not the problem. Bad riding is. If someone's speeding on the sidewalk, find them, but don't punish everyone else riding respectfully. Build real infrastructure. Where are the protected bike lanes? Where's the education? Where are clear rules riders can actually see and follow? Instead of doing the work, New York City skipped straight to bans. Protect working class riders. Taking bikes from delivery workers isn't safety, it's cruelty. Sorry. These are the people keeping the city running, and now they're being punished? Fix battery issues at the source. If fires are the concern, regulate the products. Enforce UL standards. Stop shady battery imports. But don't punish someone for buying a legit e-bike from a legit brand. Bottom line, cities say they want clean air, less traffic, and safer streets. Then they turn around and ban the very thing that makes that possible. How does that even make sense? How contradictory is that, guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. So, what can you do? What can we all do as riders? So, what can we do to stop this nonsense from spreading? Ride smart, guys. That's like the #1 thing. Respect the rules and show how we belong on the road. Use your voice. email your representatives, show up to meetings, comment on new laws, demand smarter infrastructure, ask for protected lanes, not more restrictions. Stay informed. Don't wait until it hits your city. Speak up now. I've included links in the description where you can take action, how to contact local officials, track new laws, and push back when bad ones are proposed. Click those links and use your voice. So in closing, what's happening in New York City isn't just a crackdown. It's the tip of the iceberg. And if we let this one slide, more cities will definitely follow. I mean, New York City is like making the new laws, like pending laws coming up in California, make it seem like child's play. I mean, this is ridiculous, guys, what's happening in New York City. I can't believe it. So I was saying, if we let this slide, more cities will follow. If you ride an e-bike, if you care about freedom of movement, affordability, or just plain common sense, this matters. Riders are being treated like criminals. It's like almost laughable. So, and it's up to us to push back. This community is growing. We're smarter, stronger, and more united than ever before. If you learned something today, share this video. Drop a comment with what's happening in your city. I want to hear. And if you're as fired up as I am, hit subscribe because I've got more deep dives, industry breakdowns, and no BS coming your way. Because someone has to stand up for riders, and I am just getting this started. Guys, if you made it till the end, thank you so much. Thank you for coming along to another video of mine. I will be reading every single comment. I will try to answer to everyone, but it's thousands of you and it is just one. It might take me 2 days, 3 days to answer to everyone, but I am reading everything. Guys, I really appreciate you. Let's fight back. Hit that like, subscribe to this channel, and that notification bell. And like always remember, whatever you're doing, happy riding, stay safe.